Hello everyone. Today I'll guide you through creating a bowl and a plate. Essential items in our daily lives. First, press Shift+A and select UV sphere. Next, press the key and choose front to view it from the front perspective. After that, press Tab to enter edit mode. Here, press Alt+Z to enable X-ray mode, which allows us to see through the object and select edges on the inside of the object. Now, press the key again and choose Top View. Select the center point and press Ctrl++ sign next to the number key to expand the selection area. Then, press X and choose Vertices to delete the selected vertices. Alright. Now let's check if the width of the bowl's base looks good. Press the key and select Front View for a straight-on perspective. Next, press 2 to select edges. Hold Alt and click on an edge to select a loop of edges. Press E to extrude the edges downward to form the base of the bowl. Make sure to press Z to extrude straight along the Z-axis. If the height doesn't seem sufficient, press G to move the edges down a bit more. Once it looks good, press F to fill all the edges into a flat face. Then press I to inset slightly, adding some thickness to the base. At this stage, you can press G to move the flat face upward, but it won't make the base look as nice. Instead, press E to extrude it inward. And don't forget to press Z to keep it aligned with the Z-axis. Lastly, enable X-ray mode and check if the inner height looks fine. Alright. Now let's make the bowl a bit thicker. Go to Add Modifier and select Solidify. Adjust the thickness until it looks good to you. Once that's done, let's do a final check to ensure everything looks perfect before we smooth it out. Go to Add Modifier again and select Subdivision Surface. Set the viewport level and render level to 3. There's no need to increase it too much, as it can make your computer run very slowly. Important note, the render level should match the viewport level. If it's lower, the rendered image won't look as good as what you see in the viewport. If everything is looking good with no errors, let's add 2 loop cuts. One at the top and one at the bottom, near the rounded areas to preserve the shape of the object. You can skip this step if you want, but without it, the object's shape might not turn out as intended. Press Ctrl+R to add a loop cut. Then hover your mouse over the edge where you want to add it. You'll see a yellow circular line appear. Left-click once. Then move the line up or down until you're satisfied with its position. Finally, left-click again to confirm. Okay. It looks pretty decent now. Right-click on the object and select Shade Smooth to smooth it out one final time. After that, we'll move on to adding the background, lighting, and camera to set up the scene for rendering. Okay. Now press the key and select Front View to switch to a frontal perspective. Press G and Z to move the bowl so that it aligns with the X-axis. Next, press Shift+A to create a plane. Then press S and scale it up slightly. Now, press Tab to enter edit mode. And press 2 to switch to edge selection. Select the 2 side edges and press E to extrude them upward. While extruding, press Z to ensure the movement is perfectly vertical along the Z-axis. Double check everything to make sure it looks good. And then we'll set up the lighting and camera. Press Shift+A. Select Light. And then choose Area, as this type of light focuses illumination on a specific spot. Increase the light intensity to 1000 watts. Then switch to the Render tab to preview how the light affects the object. You can adjust the light's position, such as raising it higher to increase light coverage, widening the area of illumination, or reducing the intensity slightly to prevent the object from appearing too bright. Alright. Now let's create a material and add some color to make the bowl look more appealing. Go to the Material menu and click New to add a new material to the object. Choose your preferred color and adjust the brightness or darkness as desired. Next, increase the metallic values slightly to give the bowl a porcelain-like appearance, and decrease the roughness to add some shine to it. Alright, now let's add a camera to render the bowl we just created. Press Shift+A. Select Camera to add a new camera. Choose Top View, and move the camera a bit further away. Similar to a real-life camera, if you're too close, you won't capture the object properly. Press G to move the camera and R to rotate it to your desired angle. Use Ctrl+Alt+0 to align the camera to your current view. Press N. Go to the View tab and check Camera to View. This allows you to adjust the object within the camera's frame. Hold Shift and drag with the left mouse button to move the view. Simply dragging with the left mouse button lets you rotate the view up, down, or sideways. Once you're happy with the framing, go to the Render menu to adjust the settings. In the EEVEE render engine, which is the fastest and lightest, you can only produce simple, flat images without detailed effects like shadows, water, reflections, or metallic finishes. For better results, switch to Cycles and select GPU to maximize your graphics card's performance. Reduce the sample count to 256 to shorten render time. Note that lower samples result in lower quality images. If you want better quality, increase the sample count to 512, 768, or more. But be aware this will extend the render time. Now, I notice the bowl's glossiness isn't quite right. Let's go to Material. Increase the metallic value a bit, and reduce the roughness slightly to make the bowl look better. That's it. Press R to rotate the bowl slightly to ensure our final shot looks more appealing. When editing in render mode, your computer will work harder, causing it to run slower. To optimize your workflow, switch to solid mode for editing. And once you're done, switch back to render mode to check the final look. Alright. Once you've adjusted the angle, render settings, and sample values, press F12 to render the image. If you set the sample value low, 30 to 128, for rendering, the process will be relatively quick. For higher quality results, choose a higher sample value. It's that simple. After the render is complete, go to the Image tab and select Save as to save your work. And that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget to subscribe to Blender Mastery for more tutorials like this.